More cultural enrichment. Good afternoon. I hope everyone's well today. It seems that the diversity has struck again, and we've got more cultural enrichment in this United Kingdom. This time up in Edinburgh. Now, before I get into the story and let you know what's going on, I'm going to assume a few things. I'm going to assume that this is a new arrival. I'm going to assume that he's from an incompatible culture, where fighting in the street with machetes or knives is the norm. Maybe Syria, maybe the Congo, maybe Eritrea, maybe another African nation. Who cares? They shouldn't be in the country. I'm going to assume that he's either been granted refugee status or he is a asylum seeker. I'm going to assume that he's living on my expense, the taxpayer's expense. I'm going to assume that he's not working, or if he is working, he's in the black economy. And I'm going to assume that the media, like the BBC and ITV, are referring to him as a Scottish man, or a local man from Edinburgh. Alright? These are my assumptions going into this. Apparently, there's been multiple stabbings. Some people online are saying people have been killed. I cannot corroborate that, and I don't think anyone can corroborate that at this point. Some witnesses say it was 3 people that have been attacked. Some people say it's been 4. Some people say it's been 2. The detail is besides the point in my view, although I will get to the detail. They should not be here. We are being invaded. This is being facilitated by our government. And if you notice, you're likely to be arrested and put in jail for being racist. With that aside, let's get into the article and let's see what we can see, shall we? Police Scotland say a migrant knife attacker isn't terrorism related. Okay. How can they assume it's not terrorism, first of all? Have they questioned him? Have they interviewed him? Do they know? Or are they working on an assumption? They just want to hide the truth. Much like the Welsh Choirboy in Southport a few years ago. They said it wasn't terrorism because it wasn't linked to a specific ideology. Do we know where this no-mark in Edinburgh who's gone on a stabbing spree, do we know where he's from? Is it relevant? What's relevant is British citizens in this United Kingdom are being put at risk by our dickless Prime Minister. That's right, dickless. Sue me to take here, I don't care. And our Home Secretary. They are putting us in danger because they are too gutless and spineless, and in the case of Keir Starmer, dickless to do anything about it.
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
Let's get into the article here. 2 people are in hospital following an incident in Edinburgh where a man armed with knives apparently attacked people. Police Scotland said officers were called to reports of a man with a bladed weapon on Calder Gardens in the west of the city at around 8:25 this morning. 2 people were injured and taken to the Royal Infirmary in Edinburgh for treatment, the force confirmed. They added that the specialist resources, including firearms officers, are in attendance at a nearby property as inquiries are ongoing. Chief Inspector Scott Kennedy said that the incident is now contained and there were not believed to have been any wider risk to the public at this point. There has been images circling online where this no-mark, this dinghy diver probably, in my opinion, came over on a small boat, that would be my guess, grinning in his taxpayer-funded apartment while we've got our own people on housing lists. He thought he'd go out and get a little bit, knife happy this morning for shits and giggles. No doubt they'll label it as a mental health issue, when in fact it's importing people from the third world with completely separate ways of living and cultures being brought into our country, and we're expected to buy it's a mental health issue. Well, I'm not having it. Definitely not. Enough of that jazz. And then we can continue with the story. Earlier, Police Scotland said the public has been advised to avoid the Calder area of Edinburgh following reports of a man with bladed weapons. Police, including firearms officers, are in attendance. William Ramsey, who lives in the area, said he believed the man with the weapons entered the stairwell of his building. He told the Press Association he smashed the local shop, possibly stabbed 2 people, unconfirmed. Armed police dogs are here for almost 2 hours. Now, this was earlier on today. Now, what's our Home Secretary said about it so far, Shabana Mahmood? Not much. She was on TV over the weekend trying to do a bit of PR for Labour about reviewing our asylum system, the one that everybody in the universe takes the piss out of, pardon the language. We're going to look at this clip now, and I'm going to let you know why it's pointless. They're not going to do anything.
I really believe that these reforms are existential for us as a country, not actually what it means for us as a Labour Party. The country comes first, and we have a real problem with the lack of control in our border system, what that's doing to public trust and confidence in politics, but also in the ability of the state to actually just do anything at all.
You can't do anything at all because the system's not designed to allow you to do anything at all. This is the whole point of blurrism. Nobody can do anything. The managerial class are in charge. You're merely the spokespeople. You don't actually have any power anymore. And this is by design. You will fail, and it's by design that you will fail. And you'll be rotated out and replaced for another person who will do exactly the same, sweet FA, and we will continue to fund the bill. Now, we're going to let her waffle on for a little bit longer.
It's a very serious problem to be facing, and what I can say to all of your viewers is, you know, I'm not sitting there thinking, what does this mean for our polling position? Or I'm sitting there when I'm looking at these reforms and the changes that we need to make is, are they going to work? Are they going to restore order and control to our borders? Are they going to help us bring our country together? That's the beginning and the end of the job.
Detain and deport, double D. That's all we're interested in. Not tinkering and fannying about around the edges. That isn't going to solve anything. You're not going to fix the problem that way. And let's think, if by some miracle she gets any of this through, she's going to have a heck of a rebellion on her hands from her own backbenches. Alright? Rachel Maskell, for example, she's one of the more insane Labour MPs up in York. Let's remind ourselves what she thinks about all the illegals and all the refugees coming into the country that are inflicting harms on the native population. So let's just remind ourselves, shall we?
Out so much more and say 20,000 is not enough, 30,000 is not enough. We must keep going until we really are at saturation point, because what does it matter if we have to wait another week for a hospital visit, or if our class sizes are slightly bigger, or if our city is slightly fuller? What does it matter if things are slightly more challenging, if we have to pay a little bit more into the system? Surely it is worth it to see those lives being restored again, and surely it's worth it.
So when you see these stab-happy migrants grinning at you through their paid-for flat windows by the taxpayer, laughing and mocking us. They're mocking us because they cannot believe their luck. They are mocking us because they cannot believe our government, our country, its taxpayers are so stupid that they are allowing these savages, these third worlders, to just come in, abuse our good nature, abuse our country, abuse its people, take what they can get, and then our government cannot even deport them. It's a joke. Now, thankfully, with Restore Britain, they have a very, very strong policy on this. Detain, deport, jobs are good 'un. This guy is not British. This guy who's done these crimes is not from here. We have no duty of care, no responsibility for the fucker. Ship him out, ship him gone. I don't much care what happens when he gets to where he's going. It's not our problem. I'm sorry about the harsh language in the video. Now, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, give me a like and subscribe, do all that great stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. You have a good afternoon.